Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs Minister Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma is launching the Local Government Anti-Corruption Forum and the Local Government Ethical Leadership Initiative. Now, the Anti-Corruption Forum was established with the intention to foster collaboration and coordination amongst the various stakeholders at local government level and on anti-corruption matters. Let's get the latest now from Newzroom Afrika's Mbali Thethani, who joins us from Pretoria. Mbali, good morning to you. Give us some insight into what these plans entail, but I suspect anything that's to do with fighting corruption, South Africans will readily accept.
Of course, Mbali, that's certainly right. We are indeed here in Pretoria, where the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs are indeed launching the Local Government Anti-Corruption Forum. And you would know, Mbali, that even as us journalists, we've seen a number of service delivery protests, and these are the issues that this forum will then seek to be ironing out. And you'd know that, the issues and the problems you see at local government have a bearing on the residents who are indeed meant to receive those services. And just to tell us a bit more about this forum and what it actually aims to do, we are joined by the Deputy Minister, Obed Papela. Dr. Papela, today you are officially launching this forum. Initially, it was a strategy. Why did you, go out of your way as the department to officially come together and launch this anti-corruption forum?
As the country, we launched the strategy in 2020, as you correctly said, and there was COVID. We could not follow up on the sectoral launches where we are now beginning to focus on each sector in government to then begin to see what is it that we can then compress as issues that are affecting that sector. And the pledge will be signed by the minister today, the deputy ministers, the traditional leaders that are gathered here, and working together with the Hawks and also the SIU and other agencies of government who will be moving across all sectors of government to make sure, therefore, there are sectoral signatures that are there. And once the sectoral signatures are done, we'll then all come together and say, finally, all of us as government, we have done so. The minister was emphasizing that after government, we also have to go to the corruptee, because wherever there's a corrupted, there is a corruptee. And then private sector needs to be engaged, and NEDLEC also to say, why don't you? And then let's also go to society by going through the civil organizations and then say to them that don't bribe traffic cops, don't bribe the police, because that is corruption itself. So corruption should not only be seen as only the public resources, but also what happens between the two individuals. So next week when local government summit meets, we'll then be downscaling it to the mayors, the municipal managers, the chief finance officers, as the people who are handling these public resources. And the question in the pledge just says, I, as Obed Papela, I will never misuse the public resources that are entrusted in me. I, as Obed Papela, I will never offer a bribe or take a bribe. And then all those pledges must then have consequence management elements. Should I will then say, I've broken the pledge, so that it's not just the signing ceremony and gestures that we have. It needs to be followed by that, so that those who are the DGs must then make sure, therefore, that the officials, after signing, they must really live by that particular pledge and then abide by the strategy and abide by the sectoral pledge as a whole.
Just a couple of weeks ago, the President was in the Eastern Cape and met with various mayors and local government, saying that, the real estate capture takes place at local government. Do you think that this is enough by you making them sign this pledge? Because you would know that we've seen a number of service delivery protests, and at the heart of these service delivery protests is local government and are those people who the public has put in office.
Definitely, there's a lot of capture at the level of municipality. We can't deny it. The business have captured, the criminals have captured, some politicians have captured. So this is a process of cleaning and beginning to then say, if you are at the helm of leadership and local government, we hold you accountable. And this pledge, therefore, must be a living pledge. That is not just a signature that will dry and then tomorrow you do the same thing. So the element of the forum will then have to say, if this continues, what will be the form of action? We have the Hawks here, we have the SIU here, we have other agencies, law enforcement agencies, that will then begin to then package the response that then happens to go into the municipalities. We're speaking to Ndimutivi of the SIU, says, Minister, if people steal and there's evidence of stealing, we have the power and the ability to recover. And we then have to follow up those people so that the nation can see that we can go and follow the millions of rands or the hundreds of rands, whatever they steal from the public purse. But obviously the issue of contracts and tenders is another area that we'll have to look at it in terms of how to regulate and ensure therefore that the laws can firm up. Remember the abuse of Section 32, where you go to another municipality using another section of the Public Finance Management Act to go and just procure in that municipality using a municipality in Mpumalanga in Gauteng. So it has been minimized now to say no more that element and that abuse, and we have to also regulate and then amend that particular law. So what we then call is for people to then go on an open tender, be in the system, and be selected in terms of the procurement so long as we meet the standard and the requirements.
All right, thank you very much. Of course, that is the Deputy Minister, Robert Mapela, just talking about this anti-corruption forum that is indeed being launched here today, but it also is the precursor. We understand that the Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs Department will indeed be holding a local government summit next week, and of course, this is where they are expecting employees of government and local government to be signing that pledge.
Mbali, Thethani, thank you very much for that update. Very, very important initiative indeed. Will it work out? Will it produce results is what's important. Let's move